What's up, guys? Welcome back to the new episode of the No Mods podcast. I'm your host, Jorge Flores. Coming at you every Monday to start off your week. Starting off on the right foot, you know what I'm saying? Gotta get that mojo going every Monday, you know? Even though Mondays are quite. But I'm your host, Jorge Flores. You can reach out to the podcast on Twitter at NO_MODS009. You can reach out to me on Instagram at adept_apron. You can see both of them on the screen. And those for you listening, thank you for catching up again on the newest episode. Um, you can catch the episodes on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify, or you can see the video podcast on YouTube under No Mods Podcast. So, welcome back. It's another. I feel a lot better now. Had some rest. Actually managed to get some sleep. Had some good food. Speaking of good food, I made a really random comfort food. It's pretty much turkey stuffing, cause I had a box. There was a box left over from Thanksgiving, and I had a brick, a pound or a few pounds of turkey ground beef or ground turkey. I mean, and cooked that up, some frozen veggies, and made some mashed potatoes. Fucking delicious, dude. Actually made my day. It was so filling, so good, especially the mashed potatoes. Which I went very basic with mashed potatoes, just because I also had to feed my family. So, um, and by basic I mean like I boiled the potatoes, I mashed them, and just butter, cream, a little bit of salt. That was about it. Not gonna lie. Um, that's mainly the highlight. Cause other than that, today I've had chicharrón con chile, which is pretty much carne con chile, but you put chicharrón instead of beef. Fucking delicious with some cactus. Which if you're not aware how to make cactus, you kind of take off the splinters, slice it, and then you steam them. Well, you can steam them or boil them with some cilantro and onion. That shit's fired up. And some beans. You can't forget the beans. Beans where the real protein at. You know what I'm saying? Psh, what you know about that? Take a deep breath. I'm feeling pretty zen for some reason. It might be because I've been might be because I've been cleaning up a bit, you know, which is my first topic of the day is cleanliness. And obviously, I got a haircut. That's the first step of starting to be clean, right? I need to trim up a bit, you know. But the moral of the story is, wherever you decide to work, just clean it up a bit. It makes a huge difference to declutter everything because it makes you think better. Having what I call an open canvas allows you to have a little bit more fluid moments. You're like, oh, let's do this, let's flip over to that, and you know what I'm saying? I think it makes sense when I do that, you know? Which, for you listening, I did a bunch of hand movements and some cutting, you know, and that, you know, I think the audio, the sound effect helps a lot. Um, but overall, I just wanted to bring up, I forgot why. I started writing notes this whole week and I've been blanking, not gonna lie. Because I was like, cleanliness and optics. Which, now that I'm remembering, optics was mostly based off, ¿cómo se dice? Like presentation. Like, oh, cleanliness and presentation, right? Optics, right? But then, one of them's yourself, cleanliness. Two, workstation. But your work should be clean. And how do you do that? Well, just approach it without make cleanliness and like detail oriented like a second habit. Like once you can get down to correcting minute details, you're pretty much headed in the right spot. Like not gonna lie. Um, like an example would be making sure your plates are clean. The biggest one in regards to the kitchen, you know. Second would be your knife board being clean or cutting board. I mean, your knife not having any scratches from you trying to sharpen it or hone it. Um, Clean coat, which I can't present. I should, huh? I'll do that next episode. I'll wear a coat. And then And speaking of coming clean, I haven't forgotten about the 100 views or 100 subs goal of sharing my carne asada beer marinade. So make sure you sub, follow, listen, share. Much appreciated. We'll be best friends if you do. Hope you need a friend. Oh man, that's a funny one. That kind of rapport is usually what I have with my line cooks. You know, just very like overtly friendly, or like, hey, so what you doing, huh? You need help with that? Come on, okay, yeah. You want some help with that? Hey, psst. Hey, I'll help you with that. If you help me with this, and they're like, oh fuck, here we go again. You always gotta try to cut a deal. You gotta come and, gotta slide in. Fucking shit, dude. And then I don't know, cause not gonna lie, dude. Like seeing people around you not wear clean kind of like throws you off a little bit. Like, and I'll stretch it out to like my experience to the gym. Like, I get you're gonna be sweating and shit, but like, I feel like I look like shit because I fucking, and then I forget to bring a towel. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just look gross. I mean, that's probably why people don't approach me. Okay, fuck. Well, on the point of cleanliness, I wanted to bring up the nastiest shit I've been seeing lately is this one weird motherfucker that keeps on making recipes in a hotel bathroom. And it's just stupid as fuck because he brings a bunch of shit and like you would think like, oh, cooking in a hotel room, like you're using what's around you. This motherfucker has a drill, he has a fucking grinder, he's forcing meat through it in order to make carnitas. I'm like, what is the motherfucker on, dude? And it's like, and he's cooking on a sheet pan, dude, which I'm not gonna hate on it, but that shit's fucking gross. Wait, no mames, cabrón. Like, and then like that's already gross as fuck, right? Like, cause pretty sure we all know hotel rooms aren't that clean. Like, are they sanitized? Are they clean? But I mean, you get the moral of the story, you know. But then the one that fucking irks me the most is seeing recipes where people just throw shit in the sink, and it's like, why the fuck, dude? ¿Qué te pasa, güey? No mames, dude. Like, alright, yes, you scrubbed it down, but like, there's still bacteria in the fucking drain hole, and if you're not plugging the drain hole, then that's fucking gross. Like no mames, way. Like, dude, they made mac and cheese in a sink. I don't even know how the fuck you do that, dude. That shit's fucking gross. And then to see like wings in a fucking sink, it's like, like at this point, I feel like I should do like those videos on TikTok of people saying like, "Oh Lord, have mercy." Like, that's how nasty those recipes are. Like, I wouldn't touch that shit. Then, nah, I feel fucking, that shit's fucking gross. Like kitchens do use sinks, but there's a designated defrosting sink. There's a designated salad sink, and there's also a designated like whatever sink, like for like dumping like liquids and shit. Cause half the shit you dump it shouldn't be spoiled, but like it'll be like extra shit like poaching water or like liquids like that or like pasta water, like shit you won't need. And then the salad one is strictly salads, and that one's gets cleaned out before and after use, just to keep it like as sanitary as you can. And then you still put a stopper on it because you need to plug it up in order to get the water up. So like you're at least making the effort to reduce bacteria growth in whatever shape or form. And in case you didn't know, that is allowed by most health codes, so suck a dick. And if you don't want to do that, like I do, just get a giant Lexan, which if you don't know, a giant Lexan is pretty much a giant food grade clear container. So you can do that. It's a lot more work, but like it's cleaner at the end of the day. Which goes to say like how clean is water, but I'm not getting into that topic. But those sink recipes are fucking weird. Like, I don't know how people like come up with this shit. Like, I get the one pan like recipes, or like one skillet recipes, or like the one tray thing in the oven. Like, I'm cool with that. Like, it can be as weird as fuck, but like for you to like make food in the sink, it's like, what the fuck, dude. And then not to judge, but they're usually white people, and they're not even adding salt to that. They're just adding some random ass shit, dude. It's fucking gross. Like, like they make Kool-Aid. Wait, what Kool-Aid hot wings sound like a fucking invention made in heaven compared to that shit, dude. And these Kool-Aid wings are just made at the fucking fair. You know, those aren't gross, but like those, like I don't think they're changing the fryer fluid that often, or the fryer grease that often. Cause the one time I went to the fucking Del Monte Fair, I had my friend recommended me the Australian potato. It's fucking delicious. But then like it had so much grease, like I had an allergic reaction to it. It was like hiving up and shit. It was fucking wild, dude. I got scared. Like, I was like, Lord have mercy. That fucker's funny. Let's see. Oh, then I just wanted to touch on like ingredient quality, because I feel like some people are a little thrown off when it comes to cooking in the sense that they don't know what to buy. And nutrition value, most vegetables, it's like a fucking like this much of a difference. So it's up to you. I will say that like in terms of like grains and like grains and rices, like there's a distinct like flavor profile that's different. Like cause I've been doing overnight oats, I've noticed Quaker Oats is pretty like, best way to say is like cardboard or like stale. But if I do like another brand, which I'm trying to remember a different one, but like let's say you get like Irish cut oats, those have like a little bit more of a richer like wheat flavor to it. I don't know how to describe it, but it might be like the texture changes the how like it settles on your tongue, which is a thing. So who knows? And I bring up the how it settles on your tongue because I feel like one of the snacks I eat is that that's zero fat or zero everything yogurt, and the texture of that is like almost like Play-Doh, not gonna lie, or like oobleck, if you know what that is. Compared to like if you guys just got Greek yogurt, then that's a little bit more slimy, more like a burrata cheese texture to it. Which if you don't know burrata cheese, it's kind of like I think it technically is a fresh mozzarella because it's got like a little sack and you gotta pop it open and it's like a squeezable cheese. It's fucking delicious. It's a bougie tea. It's on the bougie scale. It's pretty low, but it's fucking good. Oh man, and on top of that, I finally walked into the Staff of Life that's here near me, and they got 3 types of sliced meat. I think it was capicola, salami, and prosciutto. I would say it was a solid 12 slices of each for like $7. And I was like, that's not that bad. Like, if you go out to buy like a charcuterie board, that bitch is usually like $25, and it's like almost like the size of this. Yeah, but like quantity wise, it'll fill up right there because then you have like an excess of space. But yeah, I mean, and then going back to Staff of Life, I was tripping out because they had a lot of available items by the pound, which tripped me out, which I think is their way of making money, because if you're only going to use a certain amount for an ingredient, then you're only going to pull that much. So, I mean, it makes sense at the end of the day. And, yeah, I mean, pues sí, güey. I don't know why I'm so calm. Like, I thought I had a lot more to talk about. Like, if I look at my list, I'm not even halfway through it, which, I mean, I might have been out. Or I'm pretty boring today. Nah, don't be. I've been laughing at myself for the past 10 minutes. I don't know why the fuck I wrote. Well, so a debate that I had in my head all week was what's the difference between a slaw and a salad, right? And is a slaw different than a coleslaw? Yes, difference being mayo. I think that's what it probably most likely is. And I think the slaw can be a little bit more like a la minute, or a la carte, whatever you want to say. But mostly, the difference between the two, cause the thing that got me confused was like caprese salad, right? Which is just fucking uh, cheese, tomato, basil, balsamic, right? And technically, by definition, a salad should have greens, a dressing, something crunchy, like a crouton or like a crunchy topping. It could be peanuts. Da dressing, and then like a few vegetables into it, right? So to call a caprese a salad is very much like, huh, like a Cobb salad where everything's separate, like that. I get that one, right. That one's a definite salad. But then, well, why isn't a coleslaw salad? And I think it mostly comes down to like it's a type of salad, but it's its own different thing because its own like. I realize it has its own use, like its own purposes solely for like a side dish, right? While meanwhile you can have like a salad almost be like an entree or like it's its own course. It's the best way to put it, you know? And cuz then on top of that I started thinking about like okay, like what types of dressings are there? And usually both coleslaws and slaws tend to be pretty more a little more simple. Um like the slaws will have like a little bit of oil, salt, pepper, a little bit of vinegar. From my experience, right? We'll put it that way. And then the slaw can also be like a random amount of shit, like um, sliced tomatoes, sliced onions, a little bit of avocado. Like technically, I consider that more of a slaw than a salad. But I mean, it's open to interpretation because again, a slaw is still a salad. So, uh, I guess I just answered my question. But like, but you get where I get like where I had like an argument like is a slaw actually a salad even though it has no greens? Like, like it got me thinking for a minute. Like, and this is the random shit you would hear in a kitchen, and this is why it's called the No Mods Podcast, because I'm giving you whatever I'm cooking. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know where that accent came from, but hope you enjoyed it. Oh man, what the fuck? All greens use ingredients. Yeah. It's good. It it got confusing, and I don't know why, but I literally just answered like it technically is a salad. It's just a different type of salad with a different purpose. So, and I think deciding how it's used is also determines um how far salad leaning it actually is, if that makes any sense to you. So, like, cause you can't have like a slaw as a fucking main dish. Like, yeah, you can't. Cause even though the one dish that I was kind of like that, it was like a fucking wasabi cream slaw with sliced ahi tuna around it, and then unagi sauce, and then wonton chips. And this was at a bar and grill, so that's why. If it sounded like a lot, that's probably why. Um, that's literally the moral of that story. Cause not gonna lie, it was pretty good. I don't know how. And then, I don't know. I mean, like I like the idea of poke nachos, but like it's just fucking weird to me. Like, I don't know, but like I fucking love ahi tuna. I love unagi sauce. But I think that the thing that threw me off the most was the wasabi cream, because it's like very wasabi forward, but like creamy, like cool. It's very much like it was weird. Like it had more of a horseradish effect, which it is sort of in that lane, but it's not supposed to in my head. So I think I just can't compute it. Is the moral of the story. I mean that happens. Everybody has a different palate, and probably by now that I've had more experience, like tasting random ass shit, then like I might be down with it. Pretty much, like that's literally the moral of the story. Like, which goes back to like you guys. Like, if you eat clean, coming fucking full circle, eat clean, in order for you to enjoy more flavor profile. Cause I feel like eating chips or it even goes to eating chips. Cause I still eat junk food every once in a while, but I usually stop eating it because it tastes fucking like shit after like like halfway through that box. Or not box. No, it's not a box. It's a bag of chips. But like, it's because it stops tasting like anything. It just tastes like ass. Like, I don't know what ass tastes like. Okay. But I mean like, like, it just loses its flavor profile. Like, the first, like, few bites are fucking delicious, and after that, it's fucking whatever. Like, okay, don't laugh at me, but I had the fillet of fish again after the longest time, and I think they changed purveyors because the fish actually tasted like real fish, and then, like, actually had, like, a bit of a structure to it, and it tripped me the fuck out. But, like, it was funny as fuck because it was literally, like, this big. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Ah, shit, dude, that thing's always been funny. But at least it's not like a fucking, like, I remember growing up, that thing being like a fucking fish nugget. It was dumb. Or like a fucking fish puck. Oh my god, dude. I'm not tired, you're tired, alright? We don't need to go to sleep. Let's stay here up forever. We can fly. Oh man, dude. I think I'm gonna start listening to other solo podcasts just so I can get a little more momentum. Because I mean, like going through a tick, it's good. So I did take my advice and try to like look into like Reddit and like TikTok and stuff, and it's very much like, what the fuck, dude? Like, they're abominations half the time. Like, it's like, what's wrong with you guys? But like, the good side is very much like very like, okay, I fuck with this shit. Like this one's pretty hard, and like there's a guy that's doing like a round of dishes from each state, and fuck, dude, every time I see someone make a loco moco from scratch, fuck, dude, that shit's fucking fire, dude. Can't even fucking compete with that shit, dude. And then he hasn't got it in California yet, but I'm pretty curious what it might be. Might be like something seafood related, most likely, because California grows a little bit of everything. But I'm digressing, you know. And then, fuck, no. Well, I'll touch on it. Like, recently the news put out that the areas that got flooded have the water's been like polluted from like the overflow of the flood, literally. So like you can't drink water from the faucet anymore, or like tap water. I don't know why you said faucet. I'm not drinking out of the fucking faucet, okay? I like cabron, dude. Maybe I am tired. I'll admit that. Yeah. Oh, but I just wanted to say that like it's gonna be a while for like the whole agricultural community to make a comeback, because I feel like, I think they're gonna try to salvage what they can, but it's gonna be tricky, and hopefully the season comes out better than expected, because I know ultimately what happens is they have to or I've heard they import plants from another area, so that they can start like at least catch up with the season. Like it'll be slower, but like it'll gain some momentum. So fingers crossed on that. And oh my bad. I thought I heard dogs barking, but I think it might just be me. I think on that note, I think I'll end it earlier today. Like I know I go for like 30 minutes, but then again I close for like fucking 5 minutes, so we'll see what the fuck happens. And on that note, hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Hope you guys enjoyed the Nomads podcast. I'm your host, Jorge Flores. Make sure to reach out to the podcast on Twitter at no_mods009. You can reach out to me on Instagram at adept_apron. And you can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Or you can watch the video podcast on YouTube at No Mods Podcast. Hope you guys have a great week. And hope to hear some feedback from you guys. Share some recipes or share some fucked up videos. I'll probably need to post my TikTok on here so you guys can send me fucked up shit that you guys see. So on that note, make sure you guys cook, eat clean, shower, se lo lava bien. And don't forget to care about what you do. I had to think about that, because I've been trying to lean more towards like the whole caring like perspective of things, because I don't know, love and care, sending out good vibes. Hope you guys have a great day, week, and sleep. This is No Mods Podcast. Thank you for listening.